And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. I'll shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget who you used to be. For just tonight, could you just dance the night away?
There we go. I despise that woman. That NPC, that healer is the worst healer in the world. The problem is the prophecy monks have melee res. And the rest of their bar is kind of bad. That's fair. That's fair. You know, you think they'd go back and, like, fix it. But I guess it would really be hard to fix. Maybe the same reason they don't go back to fix things in Guild Wars 2. There's a lot of things that I fixed in that game, too. Despite the fact that I have high praise for it. Let's be real. They got issues. And we do not have enough tissues to deal with that level of drama. A res that's from that campaign, that's fair. That makes sense. Because they're gonna want like the NPCs on brand for the thing. And restores life only it is the only general monk res from that campaign. Yeah. See, that's the thing too. My husband plays. He was playing Guild Wars 1 for a little bit. He hasn't had time to really get into it much. But he's currently manning a monk, and he likes the monk class. But he talked about how it's really, really, really hard to get it started if you do it for the basic campaign. And he's doing it the hard way and still succeeding. And yes, I'm salty about that. The man's playing hardcore mode and is still doing better than me. The Nightfall monks have an audastic res. Ooh, that's bad. My monk that's a hero monk from Eye of the North is pretty good. He's probably not the best, but he's certainly good. Oh, I see the star over there. Hey, no. Stay over here. I see things on the floor there, and I can't tell if they're actual meteor things or if they're traps. It might just be burnt terrain. Monk is quite a climax if you are able, if you have a player group with it. But support henchman is oof. Yeah, definitely. There we go. So we can get that healer in the back. You gotta throw this out there. You do not want to go down that path. Yeah. At least not just waltzing down it. Yeah. Well, see, and here's the thing. My husband's very good at doing harder tasks and higher level stuff. He's really good. I guess it's just burnt terrain. He's very good at higher tier builds and just generally is a better player. He also doesn't take crap from nobody. So I very much doubt he would be as easily perturbed because he's the type of person that if you ended up in a bad party of people or a very nasty group of individuals that are being salty, he would just tell them to screw off. I would cry. I wouldn't even do Guild Wars 2 level of healing as a healer, a main healer for that, because I thought I couldn't handle the pressure because I've only ever heard really bad stories. Let's get back here a little bit. I only heard really bad stories. What is he doing back here? I only heard really bad stories of of healers, of being like essentially like the toxic effect of it. Not at least not just walking around. Yeah, I noticed that. It's not great. I can't tell if that's if that circle is a positive thing or a negative thing. I can't tell if it's my teammates doing it or not. I think it's my teammates, but it's hard to tell. Let's see. There we go. See if we can get that one done. I think that's the guy. There we go. That's a positive. Okay. It's a weird. It's a ward against melee. Okay, cool. Look at my pet up. But like I didn't want to do like druid and stuff, druid healing in Guild Wars 2 because I was afraid of people getting nasty with me if I failed to heal correctly. Luckily, Guild Wars 2's community and Guild Wars 1's community are not that hateful, so I didn't have to worry about it too much. I just kind of learned from my guildmates, and my guildmates are like, yeah, try this, and I'm still not as good as them at healing, but at least I keep people from dying in fractals. I think that's a win. Small win, but a win. 50% block versus melee while I was in it. Oh, okay. Because I was pretty sure if I stood in it was fine, but then as soon as I stood in it, things were getting in my face, and I was like, I need to get back a little bit. I hope I didn't have to, like, go back. Because it feels like I have, like, I'm, like, circling it. I need to know. There, I need to push C, not space. There we go. Wonder if I have other marksman skills I can work with. I definitely keep forgetting to, like, change my skills. I forget to change skills as much as I forget to eat in real life, and that's pretty freaking sad. Look at the mushrooms. They're massive, and they're burnt. Wonder what this would look like if it wasn't burnt. I keep forgetting this is a dungeon and you can't look at the map to see where you're going, but I'm gonna keep trying it anyways because I'm dumb. It's about how it goes. You think I'd learn? I don't learn. I have a jelly bean for a brain. I couldn't afford the real thing. That's why I made the points on my stream, jelly beans. Because, A, it sounds kind of funny, and B, because that's all I have in my brain. I can't afford marbles. I'm not responsible enough to have marbles, okay? That's not even really a joke either. I love marbles. But I can't be trusted with them because I forget where they're at, and then someone trips on them and someone dies. Normally isn't me. Which makes everyone else upset. I think this is this who we're going after? Is this who we killing? Oh my gosh, he summoned an armada. Can we kill the armada before they decide to kill us? Kill the demon. Okay, we killed him. So at least if we die here, we succeeded in the mission. I also thought that when I was making the I gotta actually go back and make, I think, a new image for the chats. Like, I gotta go back and do all the emotes for it and stuff and redo the gummy bear jar thing. I think this one's closer. And redraw it. But that's probably the reason I used the it was gonna be marbles or it was gonna be gummy bear or jelly beans. I might still go back and do marbles because I think they sound cooler and fun. But jelly beans is because I thought that they would be kind of more candy and they kind of are the closest thing to like squishy like a slime. But I'm not really a jelly bean person. If I had to have it, you could. Honestly, I'm one of those people that if you walked up to me and you gave me like 3 marbles, pretty marbles, it would immediately make my day. I don't know. I would say that's a good thing, but I don't think that's a good thing as being an adult woman and being able to be that excited about shiny shit. You could hand me shiny rocks that have no value, that are just like the ones you get from those cave tours you get, where they have the big bin of dyed rocks that are not real rocks, if anything. They're just dyed pretty colors. Yeah, you could give me a bunch of those, and I would be completely content. I have a habit of like rubbing rocks in my hand because the smoothness, sorry, I keep getting stuck on that bench. The smoothness of the rocks are just so nice, so comfy. Will you go away? You're such a nuisance. It's fine. We're just gonna keep going. Because I don't think they're gonna go away, and they're just kind of annoying. Yeah. Dragging aggro, but at least I have armor on, so... Those knights hate me. They hate me as a ranger. They hate me as a warrior. I can't win. I demand justice. And I just demand their lunch money, clearly. But, like, my dad used to give me those rocks when we went. And they got so expensive. Especially when when our dad learned that they were really not anything special, that they're just colorful rocks. Right? And not that it matters to me. My dad could have bought, like, a bag of shiny rocks off of eBay or off of Amazon. I still would have been happy. It didn't have to be from the caves. Or the cave tours they had. But, it was one of those things that, like, my dad would buy us, like, bags of it. And I have tons of those rocks. I think I still have rocks of those rocks in my possession. Some of them have been lost over the years, and some of them I've given to my sister because she liked the colors better, which is fine. I don't really care. I like textures more than the colors on most of them. But, I've always liked shiny things. It doesn't have to be high value shiny things. It could just be fit. You know, the funny thing is, I like shiny rocks, but I don't like diamond rings. Like, I think they're pretty if everyone wants to wear them, but I don't like wearing them myself because I have a habit of bumping my hands on every item that moves and doesn't move in my house. I am such a klutz. Like, when we were, like, talking about a ring when we were going to get engaged and everything, my husband asked me, he's like, what kind of ring you want? What budget are you looking at? And I'm like, $20. It has to be $20. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. I was like, it can't be above $20, $30 top. Like, because I can't be trusted with it. And here's the thing. My first ring that I had, that was our stand-in ring, right? I had to replace that thing 3 times. All right? 3 freaking times. Because I lost one, broke one, and one was wrong size, but I still wore it. So that wasn't the problem. But, like, that one that was wrong size, I wore until it was so tarnished that I had to, like, get a different one because I tarnish all of my rings. The engagement ring or the wedding ring I have now isn't an issue. It is probably I think it was like $30 or $40 or something like that. But it is my favorite and it's beautiful. And I actually keep it in the ring box that we got. Cannot tell you the relief to know that. And the gangs are on the streets. Yep. Do you have more for me? Okay. You need me to do some stuff. Okay. So I gotta kill another person. But the ring I have now, I adore. It has no real gemstones in it. That's another thing too. I told him I didn't want any gemstones. I didn't want any real ones in it because there's no point, right? Because if someone was to mug you, they're gonna take the ring off your finger first. And if they're gonna take it, I want to be able to replace it. And for one, I want to laugh at them internally when they take it to a parlor and be like, this thing fake. Yeah, it's fake. The only thing that's probably valuable in the ring is like the band. And even then, it's not worth selling. Because I just don't think it's practical. On top of that, if you break it or you lose it or whatever, because it happens, it's easy to replace. And yes, I know there's insurance policies on it and stuff, but if you wait for someone, you say you get an insurance policy where you can get them to remake your whole, those bastards came for us intentionally. Even before they saw us. Assholes. Even if you can have like a full insurance on your rings and stuff, and they can fully replace it and everything, then you have to wait, weeks, maybe months for that ring to be replaced, or remade, or shipped, or whatever. And I don't like that. I like having my rings, like, with me. It does worry me. Oh, this is gonna be this mission. This is gonna be a pain. I like having my, the rings on when I go out in public. If I don't have it on, I feel exposed. Most of the time when people see you with your ring on, they don't try and make assumptions about you. I don't know exactly with the city life, people don't tend to like look at you or pay attention as much. This was a lot harder, I think, when I first did this. So we're gonna see how much more difficult it is compared to before. Oh yeah. Yeah. In the sphere of trust and safety. No wonder these guys are, the knights are having such a problem. But, the point I was trying to get at was, I have mind protected and everything, and I don't like the idea of, like, people don't tend to question you where I came from. They tend to, if you're walking around with a man that isn't obviously your relative, people will sometimes look at you funny and they make assumptions about you. Now, like I said, city life, most people don't care. They don't even bat an eye at you. The only people who tend to look at you are the elderly. And the elderly aren't looking at you to be disrespectful. They're just curious why they shop. They're the old gossipy people, you know. They're just gonna do it to do it, you know. No, no like slyness to them on the matter, you know. Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure that once we start this fight, that army is gonna come over. Yeah, he's got people who spawn. I thought that army would pop over, but I think that he just spawns them. Okay, well, we killed him, so yay. That was so much easier. I'm actually upset about that. My like warrior has it so much more easier than my ranger Mesmer did. I'm not even mad because necessarily because my ranger has it easier. I just think that my having that little bit of extra that having the skill here to like give my team and myself a little bit of extra armor is helping. I think it's just a little beefier than, I don't know, maybe it's just that ability, the ability to have the skills line up a little bit. Is that one just down there by himself? Are you a little rat? I think he's a rat. Because that was so much harder when I first did it as a ranger because I had to deal with so many people, and I walked in the same route, walked up the same staircase. I'm salty about it. At least it didn't take us 30 years, and we still got it. Still gonna be mad about it. but yeah, so when I was living, so like when I was like, we were just dating my husband, or when we were engaged, a lot of people would make questions. I had guys tend to flirt more often than not with my ring on, and I liked having it on because then people didn't ask me out, and people didn't bother me as much. And for whatever reason, they seem to not question me as much about it. So it bothered me. It could also just be because I'm from a gossipy gossipy state, and it could also be because I'm a woman. Sadly to say, people tend to bat an eyelash about eyes at more women who aren't wearing rings than men. So like I said, I like to have mine on because I don't like people making assumptions about me when it comes to loyalties and standards. Okay, so we did get that one done. I say let's try and make our way up. I think I can I get it through the dragon's path and up? But yeah. So my thing is I don't like being without my ring because it just feels wrong. My mother's the same way. And my dad doesn't wear his half the time. But to my dad's defense, it's not because he doesn't want to wear his ring, it's because he's got really big hands. And he worked with, like, machinery and with tools and stuff and all that kind of jazz. So he found it very uncomfortable to wear it because when his fingers swelled, because he already had big fingers to begin with, or big hands in general, it made the ring really, like, painful and uncomfortable to wear, and he didn't want to damage it and whatnot. There was a time when he started working more lightweight jobs where he started wearing his ring again because he didn't have to worry about it anymore. But like I said, my dad didn't wear it as much just because it was inconvenient. Like, it's really inconvenient when you stick your hand in an engine and your hand gets stuck on your wedding band, and then you have to decide whether you want to risk getting your hand out of the engine or rip the ring that you made promises to your wife with. you know? Or having to explain to your boss while your wedding rings are inside this engine, and I have to take the engine apart to get the ring out. It's just not something most my dad didn't want to have to deal with. And as far as working with machineries, or see, I find it stupid with that right there, because I was so far away from him, right? And he's got a spear, but I'm so far away from him, and yet he still could hit me while I was walking away. I really miss the fact that in Guild Wars 2 you could dodge, because there's no dodging in this. There's only this chance of dodging to increase, but you have no control over if you dodge or not. It's just kind of more of an assumption, Also, how did you all die? Y'all lame. Okay, so they all got themselves back up. Good, you better. Like, my pet I can control as far as, like, getting it back up, but you have all no excuse. There we go. But anyways, so yeah, I found it really, there's probably be more attacks in here, because I remember we got, like, ambushed a few times. Excuse me, sorry. But like, yes, my dad didn't like having his ring on when he had it in inside computers. I don't remember if it was because he didn't wanna like scrape it against the insides of like machines, because some computers are a little bit tighter builds, and therefore you don't have a lot of. Sometimes you put your hand in there, it's kind of tight, and you don't need it in there. But even so, I personally understand that if you don't want to have your ring on for inside of a car, let alone a PC, because the PC is smaller parts, more fragile work, But anywho, my dad ended up started wearing it when he started doing lightweight work. But up to that point, my mom I watched her consistently continue wearing. And there's a few times my dad had to take her ring to get reset or to readjust it. Normally to readjust it, because she gained. I think at one point the ring was like getting warped from her wearing it a lot, so it kind of like lost its size appropriately, so it was slipping off. So my dad went to get it resized, and when it happened, and when my dad went to get it resized, my mom wore a false, like her engagement, her wedding band the whole time, but she would also start wearing other little band, like rings that had like gems on them, so that because she said her hand felt naked without it, because she fiddles with it, and I have sadly gained that situation as well. I have fiddled with mine a little bit more. Anywho, but I didn't mean to go on such a tangent for a long time about rings, but it's fun. So we are almost there, I think. We're going to try and head to the coast and see if we can get access to vendors, and I don't know if it will give me access to Lion's Arch. It may be something I have to do and get to the story with this tune. I have Lion's Arch on my main too, so it's fine. But it is what it is in the matter. Okay. We are exiting. Because this one looks like it's the closest to it, but I don't actually know. Also, I really want to know what this statue is. Because a lot of the statues that are in Guild Wars 2, I know what they are. Most of the time, they're like they're char leaders, or they're the or they are like the Norns and beasts that they believe in, or human gods. Like there's something lore-wise. I don't know if these statues are lore-wise or they're just pretty and nicely decorative or not. I'd like to know though. I'm curious. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have a road here. I keep wanting to like turn that way, but I think we have to follow a long route over the bridge and up. There's so many inflicted in this side of the town. There's a lot of inflicted. That goes up so far it's hitting the coast. Also, you know what? I think it'd be kind of cool to play through the section of ore sinking. I'm surprised they never really did that, where you get to play through it. I think there's like cutscenes of it, them talking about it. Or cutscenes that happened on ore, but I think it'd be cool That could be a cool expansion if you have to relive through some traumatic like events via the mists to like, or even like just reenacting the area to like come to terms with like it's Mox. Hello Mox, what's up my man? You are the one. What? I'm the one. What'd I do? Hello Mox. I love Mox. You're annoying. Why are you so close to my face? Shame on you. I'm gonna judge you now. Nice. Okay, so we can travel to Cantha. We can travel to the mainland and stuff. This area is so big. Also, I'm so happy to see that there's a lot more like players on recently. I don't know exactly what the reason is for it, but it does seem there's more players on. I don't know if they're veterans, and I don't know for sure if there's something else, but it is kind of nice. Something's going on. Okay, so let me see if I can find this vendor real quick. I don't really spend much time here. There's a scroll for dyes. Arms dealer. What's an arms dealer? I'm already in the guild, so I don't need to worry about that. More missions and stuff. I feel like it's down here somewhere, right? Just a basic merchant. I might need to get closer. Because here's the, this one trades mats. I could probably sell some of the mats I have. Okay. There we go. There we go. Got that. There's dyes. What is this one? What are you? I've never talked to you before. A voucher, Emperor Guard, weapons. Okay. Weird. I think I have those. I don't know what those are for. I need to look it up at some point. I have random things in my inventory that I just don't know anything about. There's the emblem. Skills. See if he's got any skills I can use. Axe skills. I like axe skills. But let's do these ones. Lightning reflex unlocked. Does this mean I have it? Is that what's going on? Am I looking at that right? No? Maybe? Oh no. I have lies. So many lies. Let's see. Oh. Hey! How dare you? Oh, hold up. I just realized the chat just started moving. That's the best part of the post. It says part of post-game content. The vendors give you a summoning stone that summons 3 NPCs. Okay. The skilled trader has most everything, by the way. The bottom right merchant trader window. You can expand your window by dragging it. Yeah, well, yeah. I know that part. I normally keep it small because I have so much stuff on my screen. But since I'm just here looking at stuff. Yeah, see, I have this one unlocked. Skill point and gold. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it's cheaper when you have it. I'm gonna buy it for later. Okay. I'm gonna look at the stuff later. I just wanted to see if he had stuff. I'm glad it didn't take us that long to walk here, so that's good. But I know where everything is on the see armor here. What do you mean by armor? I know where like they are at the what do they call it? Eye of the North. But I don't know everything here because this area is very massive, I think. Or at least it's very busy. It's a good thing, but it is what it is on the matter. Okay. That's armor plus. That's not the max. That's just kind of cool stuff. It's just pretty and cool. It's not necessary. What about you? Same thing? Same thing. Okay. Just curious as if they have anything good. Okay. Anyways, we got here. I'll try and fiddle with stuff at some point, but I think that's good. It's a good start. We've got the major city here, so that gives us access to, I think, Lion's Arch, right? Yeah, I think so. Definitely gives us, yeah, it gives us access over here to the beach. Yeah, it gives us access to the other thing, to Lion's Arch or like, I can't remember where Balthazar's at. I feel like Balthazar is on the continent, but it's fine. It gives us access to stuff in case we need it. I don't think we'll need too much of it, but it's something. Okay. So we're going to switch games. Actually, no, we're at the 6 o'clock mark.
And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. I'll shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget